141 to 144, what is information here? There are 5 teachers of different types, isn't it? 5 teachers for 5 different subjects. Social, science, English, mathematics and Hindi in a college but not necessarily in the same order, isn't it? Now 5 teachers are there and these 5 teachers are for 5 different subjects and they attend the students at different timings in a single day. In a single day, they will attend at different timings. Now the duration of their class with the student is different. And the next one, there is no gap between the class time of all the teachers. There is no gap between this one. And the duration of class either full hour or half an hour, but not 1/3 or 1/4. Now in this one, in total 5 persons are there, 5 teachers. And these 5 teachers are for 5 different subjects. And the durations is different, isn't it? And they attend on a single day. Then what is the information given here? Now in this, the Hindi teacher attends their students immediately before or immediately after science. Hindi or science must be together, either before or after, isn't it? Hindi or science, these two must be together. And at the same time, what is the other information here? The Hindi teacher attends their students immediately before or immediately after science. Next one, the duration of class with the students of maths is more than the duration of English by 1 hour. That means English plus 1 hour equals to what? English plus 1 hour equals to mathematics. English plus 1 hour is mathematics. If English is of 2 hour duration, mathematics will be 3 hours. Or if it is 1.5 hour, mathematics will be 2.5 hours and so on. Is more than the duration of class English with the students by 1 hour. The maths teacher does not attend the students at the last. Mathematics is not at the last, isn't it? Hence, maths at the last is ruled out. Last means it cannot be at the final. Hence, out of these 5, it cannot be at the 5th position. And the social teacher attends their students before science but not immediate. Social is before science but not immediate, isn't it? But not immediate means anywhere before this one. And next one, but not immediate. And the duration of class of social is 2 hours. And what is the duration here? 2 hours. And the timing of English class is after 6 a.m. English is after 6 a.m. After 6 a.m. Next one. The class hour of Hindi teacher with the students is 3.5 hours. Hindi is how much? Hindi is 3.5 hours. Hindi is 3.5 hours. And maths teacher attends class just after English. Mathematics is just after English. Hence, English and mathematics is just after English. As mathematics is just after English, and this mathematics is not at the last, and this mathematics can be second or the third or fourth, isn't it? And maths teacher attends the class just after English. And the one who is a science teacher attends the students from 12:30 to 3. Hence, science. What is the duration here? 12:30 to 3 means 12:30 to 3. How much time? Now 2.5 hours. And the one who is a class teacher attends their students from 12:30 to 3 p.m. And the total duration of the class with the students by all teachers is of 12 hours. Total is 12 hours. Out of these total 12 hours, what are the components that are known as of now? Hindi, 3.5 hours. Science, 2.5 hours. 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1 is 6. And social is 8 hours, 2 hours, in total 8 hours. How many more are left over? 2 more hours, 4 more hours are left over. How many subjects are left over? 2 subjects. Now these 2 subjects must be 4 hours. Out of these 2 subjects, what are left over here? English and mathematics. Now what is the difference between English and mathematics? English plus 1 hour is mathematics, isn't it? As English plus 1 hour is mathematics, these 4 must be divided in the ratio. Then what is the ratio here? Now the difference between English and mathematics will be, English will be 1.5 hour, isn't it? English will be 1.5 hour and mathematics will be 2.5 hours. Hence there is a small error in this one. What is the error here? Now the error at the beginning. Now the duration of the class with the student is different. This is error, isn't it? That means all these 5 classes should have different different duration which is completely ruled out, which is not possible, because finally we are left with only mathematics and English, out of which now here 2.5 hours is already we got for what? We got for science. Again one more 2.5 hours is also there. Clear now? And this is about the information given. Now let us fix this one. Now the social is before science but not immediate, isn't it? Social is before science but not immediate. And at the same time, what are the elements here? Social, and before this social, next one is science. And Hindi and science must be together. Hindi and science is together. At the same time, English and mathematics are adjacent to each other, isn't it? As English and mathematics are adjacent to each other, now let us check out the order. English and mathematics are adjacent, and social is before this one. As social, English, mathematics, and Hindi and science. Now let us go back to this arrangement here. Now in this arrangement, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now mathematics cannot be at the last, and at the same time these two must be together. Which two must be together here? English and mathematics. English and maths must be together, isn't it? English and mathematics is together, and at the same time, and the remaining two, what are the remaining two here? We have discussed science and Hindi must also be together, and science and Hindi must be together. As science and Hindi is together, now if you take English and mathematics at the first two places, English and mathematics, if you take first these two places, then what is left over here? Now in this one more information given. What is that information here immediately before? Mathematics. Mathematics is not at the last. Mathematics is not at the last, that is clearly given. Next one, what else information here? The Hindi teacher attends the student immediately before or immediately after science, and duration of mathematics is more, and maths teacher does not attend at the last. Social attends the students before science but not immediate, and the duration of class of this one 2, and the class hour of Hindi with the students is 3.5 hours. Maths teacher attends the class just before English. Mathematics is just before English. As mathematics is just before English, now this mathematics is just before. Can we take mathematics at this place? If mathematics is here, mathematics is just before English, then English will be here. If and mathematics and English, if you take in these two, then English and what is the other one here? English. English after math. Maths teacher attends the class just after the class of English. Mathematics is just after the class of English. Now English cannot be at the fourth place, isn't it? If English here, mathematics at the fifth place is ruled out, then what is the other possibility here? English at the third place. Is it possible here? English is at the third place. If English here, then mathematics will be here. If mathematics and English are here, and next one science and Hindi must be together. As science and Hindi are together, then where can we have this science and Hindi? If you take science and Hindi in these two places, that means social will be after this one, which is not possible. As which is not possible, English cannot be at the third place. As English cannot be at the third place, then let us check out for English at the second place. Now if you take English at this place, then this will be mathematics. As mathematics is here, and science and Hindi in any order, science and Hindi, and what will be there before this one? Social will be at the beginning. Why social is at the beginning? Because that is before this science but not immediate, isn't it? Hence, now this social, what is the duration of this social? Earlier we had discussed that this social studies will be 2 hours, and English. What is the time given to this one? 1.5 hours. And the duration of mathematics is how much? 2.5 hours. Now we are left with what? Science and Hindi. Now this Hindi and science in any order. Any information regarding this one? No information. Then whether we can fix this one or not. If fix cheyachcha. Now there are two possibilities for this science and Hindi, isn't it? What are those two possibilities? The first one is Hindi and science, or science or Hindi. Now if you take Hindi at this place, and this will be what? This will be science. Hindi and science. Now Hindi and science, if you take, one more information given. What is that information here? 12:30 to 3 p.m. And who is that person? 12:30 to 3 p.m. The one who is a science teacher attend 12:30 to 3. Now what is the duration of this science teacher? 2.5 hours. Now if the duration is 2.5 hours, then whatever this Hindi will be 3.5 hours. That is clearly given. Now, if the science is 2:30 to how much? 12:30 to 3 p.m. Isn't it? Now, this is 12:30 to 3 p.m. If this is 12:30 to 3 p.m., there is no gap between this. And the before this one must be 3.5 hours before 12:30. 3.5 hours before 12:30 is how much? 8:30? Anagada? 9. Now, this must be started at what time? 9. Now, this will be from 9 a.m. to how much? 9 a.m. to 12:30, 3.5 hours. If this is 9 a.m. to 12:30, before this one must be 6:30. Anagada? 7. 6:30 plus 2.5 hours. Oh, Ganta Dinestunar Majlo. Now 6:30. Now 6:30 to what? 6:30 to 2.5 hours, this will be 9. Now if this is 9, one information which is clearly again. What is that information here? The timings of English class is after 6 a.m. But whereas here, what about this English? English is before 6:30. And what is the time here? 5 a.m. start our English. Is it possible? No. Hence, what is the order here? Hindi cannot bear the 4th place. As Hindi cannot bear the 4th place, then Hindi must bear the 5th place and science must bear the 4th place. Done with this one? And this is the very basic reason why he has given this information after 6 a.m. and 12:30 to 3 p.m. Now, though it seems to be vague information, but whereas there is a purpose to this one as well. What is the purpose here? Now, in order to determine the duration of these timings. Then, now in this one, after mathematics, then what should be the next one here? The next one must be science. No. Now let us finalize this one, science. Science and the timings as well. If this is science at the 4th place, now science at the 4th place, and science is followed by what? Hindi. Hindi at the 5th place, science and Hindi. And what is the time duration of this science? Time duration of this science is how much? Now science duration is 2.5 hours. And this Hindi will be 3.5 hours. Now this is the duration. Now let us find out the timings. Now this science is how much? Now the science timing is from 12:30 to 3 p.m. Now this is 12:30 to 3 p.m. Isn't it? 12:30 to 3 p.m. If 12:30 to 3 p.m. is science, after science 3.5 hours more, and this must be 3 p.m. to what? 3 p.m. to 6:30. 3 p.m. to 6:30 will be Hindi. And before this one, 2.5 hours before this one. Hence, this mathematics must start at what time? 10 to 12:30. 10 to 12:30, 2.5 hours. As 10 to 12:30, 2.5 hours before this one, 1.5 hour before this. And 1.5 hour before 10 is how much? 8:30. Now this starts at 8:30. Now information clearly given. English must be after 6 a.m. Now this is 8:30 to how much? 8:30 to 10. If this is 8:30 to 10, and before it must start at what time? 6:30 is the starting time. And 8:30, 6:30 to 8:30 social. Next one 8:30 to 10, 10 to 12:30, 12:30 to 3 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 6:30. Done with this? In total, how many hours are there? 12 hours, starting at 6:30 a.m. and ending at 6:30 p.m. The total duration is 12 hours. Now in this one, the only correction. What is that correction here? Now here, this information should not be present. Is different. Clear now? Finally, we are left with only 4 hours. 2 subjects will be there. Between those two, 1 hour difference must be there. And the only possibility is 2.5 and 1.5 hour. Already 2.5 hours science is there. Now 2.5 hours mathematics will also be there. Clear now? Then, question number 141. What is the duration in hours of the mathematics class with the students? As mathematics 2.5 hours, that is choice 3. Please check out the key given here. Yes, what is the choice given here? 141, choice 3, isn't it? That means whatever the assumption we have taken, they are different is false. Hence 2.5 hours, choice 3. Here also we got the 2.5 hours. Next one. Question number 142. Which class is conducted immediately after social studies? Which is immediately after social studies here? English. English, that is given in choice 4. 142, choice 4. Then 143. Question number 143. And who among the following attends students just after Hindi? Just after Hindi, is there anyone? No, because Hindi itself is at the last, hence none of this. Then question number 144. Now in this 144, who among the following attends students from 3 p.m. to 6:30? Now 3 o'clock to 6:30, what is the time here? Who attended here? Hindi. Now Hindi teacher, that is choice 2. Now question numbers 141 to 144, 3, 4, 5, 2 are the choices to these 4 questions. Done with this? Yes, question numbers 145 to 148. 145 to 148, coded inequalities. The only change is what? Now it is given in coded form. Some symbols were given and their meanings were clearly given in this one. Then question number 149 to 151. 149 to 151. Now in this 149 to 151, these 3 questions are based on what? Condition based number series. Now earlier, way back in 2014, I guess. Now these type of questions were given in IBPS. The first instance where is given this one. First is given in SBI examination, followed by the IBPS. Condition based given by SBI. Now find out the sum of both the rows. Now what is about condition number 1 here? Now in these type of questions, first we should decode the given conditions. What is step 1 here? Now step 1, if an even number is followed by an odd, even followed by what? Odd number which is a prime number, odd prime. Isn't it? Even number followed by an odd prime. Then the resultant will be addition of both the numbers. Add these 2. Then what about condition number 2 here? Odd number followed by a square. Odd number followed by what? Odd number followed by a square. Now according to condition number 2, rule number 2, odd number followed by a perfect square, then the resultant will be the difference of square and the odd. Difference of square and odd is given. Here is not clearly specified. The square should be subtracted from the odd number, or the odd number should be subtracted from the square is not clearly given. The difference between these 2, isn't it? Now the difference. Done with this one, difference between these 2 numbers, rather than subtracting which number from which number. In some of the questions that will clearly be given. And subtracting square from the odd, then we should take odd minus square. Or square minus odd, that's what you are supposed to take. But it's here just the difference between these 2. Then condition number 3, odd number is followed by another odd. Odd number followed by what? Odd number followed by another odd number. Odd followed by another odd number. And then the resultant will be the addition of both the numbers. Then the resultant of is what? The addition of both these 2 numbers. Odd followed by just another odd number. Then condition number 4, if an even number is followed by what? If an even number is followed by non-prime. What do you mean by this one? Followed by an odd number which is non-prime. Odd number which is not prime is nothing but odd composite number. Can you take like this or not? Odd composite. Odd composite, then what is the resultant here? Will be the difference of the odd number and the even number. Again, the difference is talking about rather than which should be subtracted from what. Done? Then condition number 5. Now in this condition number 5, if an odd number is followed by an even number. Odd followed by an even number. If an odd number is followed by even number, odd number is followed by an even number, then the resultant will be what? The multiplication of these 2 and the product of these 2. Now these are the 5 conditions given. Then question number 1, 5, 16 and 6. Now this 5, 16 and 6, tell me it comes under which model? Now 5, 16 and 6, 5 is an odd number. There are 3 rules pertaining to this odd number, 5 and 16. Now this 5 and 16, what happened to this one? 5 and 16. 5, 16. 16 is a square and 5 is an odd number. Then 5 and 16, which rule should be followed here? According to rule number 2. Now according to rule number 2, 5 and 16. Then what should be the operation here? 5 and 16, the difference between 16 and 5, isn't it? We should always take the positive difference. Hence, what is the difference here? 16 minus 5 is 11. Now 11 is left out. 11 is the resultant of these 2 numbers. And now in the first row, what else is left over here? 6 is left over. Now the relation between 11 and 16. What is 11 here? 11 is an odd number. And 6, isn't it? 11 and 6. 6 is what? 6 is an even number. Odd number followed by an even number. It comes under which rule? According to rule number 5. Now in this rule number 5, what happens to this one? 11 into 6. 11 into 6 is how much? 66. Now the resultant of row 1 is 66. Now the question is about what is the sum of both the rows. Then coming to row number 2, 4 and 3 are the numbers. 4 is an even number and 3 is what? 3 is a prime number and 4 followed by 3, that means even followed by prime number, then add these two. Hence, according to condition number 1, now the sum of these two will be 4 plus 3 is 7. Now this 7 followed by what? 7 followed by another 7. And 7 followed by 7. 7 is an odd number. And followed by what? Followed by 7. And 7 is again an odd number. Odd followed by odd. Odd followed by odd comes in which category? According to rule number 3. Now in this rule number 3, what is the order here? 7 plus 7, 14. Now the resultant of row 1 is 66 and the resultant of row 2 is 14. Then what is the question here? What is the sum of these two? Sum of these two is how much? 66 plus 14. And that is 80 given in choice 3. Question number 149, it is choice 3 is the answer. Done with this? 149, choice 3. Write on this. Then question number 150. Now after this 149, and the next is 150. What is the difference of both the rows? Now what is the difference of both the rows? Again 8, 5 and 9. What is 8? 8 is an even number and 5 is odd prime. It comes under rule number 1. According to rule number 1, what is the operation here? 8 plus 5, that is 13. 8 plus 5 is 13. Now 13, and what is the leftover number here? 9. Now this 13 and 9, now the relation between these two. 13 is an odd number, 9 is what? 9 is a square. Odd followed by square, then the difference between these. So what is the difference here? 13 minus 9 is 4. Now the resultant of row number 1 is 4. And what about the resultant of row number 2? Now 7 and 6 are the numbers. 7 is what? 7 is an odd number. 6 is an even number. Hence it comes under according to rule number 5. Hence these two must be multiplied. 7 into 6 is so much. 7 into 6, 42. And what is the number left over here apart from this one? 42. And 3 is the number left over. And 42 is an even number. And 3 is what? And 3 is odd number. Even followed by odd prime. Even followed by odd prime given in which one? Rule number 1. 3 is an odd prime. Hence 42 and 3. What is the resultant here? 42 plus 3. Now the sum of these two, 45. Now tell me, 45 and this is 4. And finally the question is about what? The difference between. Now the difference between 45 minus 4 is how much? 41. And it is given in choice 2. Difference between the rows. 45 minus 4, 41. Then question number 151. Now in this 151, 15, 6 and 75. Now in this 15, 6 and 75. Now 15 and 6 comes under which category? Odd number followed by even number. Odd followed by even comes under rule number 5. Now according to this one, now 15 into 6. 15 into 6 is so much? 15 into 6, 90. Now this 90 is there, 75 is the other number. 90 is an even number followed by 70 is an odd number. Even followed by odd composite, and the difference. It comes under rule number 4. Now the difference between these two, 90 minus 75 is 15. Now resultant of row 1 is 15. Now coming to resultant of row 2. Now 12 and 21. Now 12 is an even number and 12 is what? And 21 is odd number. Even followed by odd composite. Even followed by odd composite again, rule number 4. Now the difference between these two. 12 minus 21 is so much. Now 12 and the difference between 12 and 21 is how much? 9. Now 9 is there and what is the other number? 4. Now 9 and 4, 9 is an odd number, 4 is square. And odd followed by square, the difference. 9 minus 4 is so much? 5. Now 15 is the resultant of row 1 and 5 is the resultant of row 2. Then what is the product of these two? 15 into 5. 15 into 5, 75, choice 1. Done with this? Now this is about question numbers 149 to 151. Then after this 149 to 151 and the next one is 152 to 155. Now in this 152 to 155, what is information given here? Now 7 floors are there, 152 onwards. Now there are 7 persons, M, N, O, P, Q, R and S are living in a 7th floor building but not necessarily in the same order. And all of them are using different mobiles, isn't it? Now what are the parameters here? 7 floors are there. Now 7 persons were there, MNOPQRS, and they are using different mobiles, Sony, Lenovo, Samsung, and so on, 7, and also using different mobile networks, Airtel, Vodafone, and so on, isn't it? Hence, what are the parameters here? Person, and the next one, mobiles they are using, and the network they are using. Hence, in total, we have some 3 parameters, apart from this floor. Then, R. Yes, so how many floors are there? 7 floors. Now this is 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now in total we have 7 floors, 7 persons, the mobile they are using, and the network they are using. Then condition number 1. Yes, whatever this condition number 1 here, R is living on an odd number floor. R is our odd number floor, then odd number floor 1, 3, 5, 7. How many possibilities are there? 4 possibilities. R can be 1, 3, 5, 7, and O is not living on an odd number floor. O is even number floor. R is odd, O is even, isn't it? And not living above the 4th floor. And O is not living, R is living on an odd number floor. O is not living on an odd number floor and is not living above the 4th floor, isn't it? Now this O is not living above the 4th floor, and O is living either on the 4th floor or on the 2nd floor. How many possibilities? 2 possibilities or 1 possibility? Not 2 possibilities. What are those 2 possibilities? This O can be either on the 4th floor or on the 2nd floor, isn't it? Hence, as there are 2 possibilities, let us start with these 2 possibilities simultaneously. O will be here and O will be here. Then, if O is here, R is living on an odd number floor, O is not living on an odd number floor, O is even, and is not living above 4th floor. And Q is living in an odd number floor but not above O. And Q is odd below O. As Q is odd below O, hence what are the possibilities for this one? Now, below O, Q must be here. Now, in this case, Q can be either here or Q can be here, isn't it? Now, in case 1, how many possibilities do we have? We have some 2 possibilities for this Q. And there are 3. Q is living in an odd number floor but not above O's floor, and Q is below O's floor. And there are 3 floors between the persons of Q and the one who uses Nokia. And Q and Nokia, how many are there? There are 3. Now Q is here 1, 2, 3. Nokia will be on floor number 5 in case 2. Now in this one, Nokia will be here. Now in case 1, what happens here? If Q is on the 1st floor, 1, 2, 3, Nokia will be on the 5th floor, isn't it? Nokia will be on the 5th floor. Or if Q is here 1, 2, 3, Nokia will be on the top floor, isn't it? And so how many possibilities do we have? We have some 2 possibilities for this Nokia. Nokia can be here or above this one. Then, and the one who has Nokia, one who is living in an odd number floor has Lenovo mobile with BSNL. Lenovo BSNL. Now the mobile is Lenovo and BSNL. Now Lenovo and BSNL, and it must be what? It must be an odd number. Odd number below. One who is living in an odd number floor has Lenovo mobile with BSNL network, and one who has Moto is living immediately above the one who is using Idea, isn't it? One who is having Moto is immediately above what? One who is living, one who has Moto is living immediately above the floor who is using Idea. Hence, Idea and Moto, now these 2 must be adjacent to each other. And out of which, using Idea network, and one of them living either on top or ground floor. And one of them are living either on the top or Moto and Idea will be on 7 or 6 or 2 or 1. 7 or 6 or 2 or 1. Hence, how many possibilities do we have? We have some 2 possibilities, Moto and Idea. Next one. And Moto Idea 7 or 6 or 2 or 1. And one of them living either top or, and both of them living below the one who has living. And both of them are living below Lenovo. Hence, this Moto cannot be on the 7th floor. Are you agreeing this one or not? Hence, where should this Moto? Moto must be 2nd. and this must be on first. Moto is here. Now this is Moto, isn't it? As this is Moto, and whatever this one, this Lenovo must be odd number, and Moto, and this Idea. Idea must be on ground floor. Are you agreeing this one or not? Okay. Then Moto is on second floor, and Idea must be on the ground floor, first floor. Now we have fixed these two, Moto and Idea. Now in this one, Moto and Idea must be in these two places only, isn't it? Moto and Idea. Next one, Moto is here, and this will be Idea. Moto and Idea, and one of them, and both of them living below the one who is Lenovo. As both of them be Lenovo can be 3, 5 or 7 in any order. As of now we cannot fix this one. And as many persons are living between the floors O and the one who has Idea. O and Idea. Now O and Idea, as of now, how many are there? There are only 2, isn't it? There are only 2 between O and Idea, and same as the floors between M and BSNL. Now M and BSNL also we should exactly have 2. M and BSNL we should have exactly 2. Now tell me, where should this BSNL? Now BSNL is on third floor, isn't it? Now 3 and plus 2, this M must be on the 6th floor. Are you agreeing this one or not? Okay, if BSNL is on the third floor, then this must be on 6th floor. Which must be on 6th floor here? M must be on the 6th floor. Why? Because the number of persons between O and Idea is same as the difference between these two. Now again, here we are taking this Lenovo at the which place? Lenovo is at the third place, because Lenovo must be odd. 1 is not possible, and 3. Then if you take, then 5th place, Lenovo and BSNL. If you take BSNL is here, 1, 2, and M must be, where should this M? Now BSNL is at this place, Lenovo BSNL. Now the number of persons between BSNL and M must be 2. 1, 2, 2 must be on the, M must be on the second place. Whether it is possible or not? Yes, it is again possible. And finally, Lenovo BSNL at the 7th place, which is not possible. Hence, what are the different possibilities for this Lenovo? Either 3 or 5. Done with this one? Either 3 or 5. Again, one more possibility. And SC is using Docomo, and P has Samsung. P has Samsung. Now the mobile this P is using is Samsung, and this SC is using which one? SC is Docomo. Hence, these two must be together. And P Samsung, S Docomo, and P has Samsung and mobile, Samsung mobile, both of them living above floor O. Now both of them are living above floor O, and this P and S either can be 5, 6 or 7 in any order. 5, 6 or 7. Now P and S, 5, 6 or 7. If 5, 6 or 7 is there, now 5 or 6. Either it could be 5 or 6 or 6 or 7. Now if it is 5 or 6, then this Lenovo can be, Lenovo cannot be on this one. Or 6 or 7, Lenovo can be on the 5th floor. Isn't it? Now I am talking about what? This one. Now the 3 and 5 are there. Out of which 3 and 5 is, this is on 5th floor. P and S. P and S can be 7 or 6. Then Lenovo can be R5. Or if this is on 5 and 6, Lenovo will be fixed at the 3rd place. Isn't it? Now we are focusing on this one. And next, both of them living above O. As many persons are living between S and R, same as the persons between union R, and S and R equals to union R and LG. S and R, how many persons are there? S and R, union R and LG. Maximum number of persons living between the persons who has Vivo and the one who is using Geo. And Vivo and Geo, we should have maximum number. Now among these persons, maximum number is 1 and 7. As 1 and 7, and this one as 1 and 7. And what is the network here? Geo is the network, hence 1 cannot be Geo, because 1 is already Idea. Hence Geo must be here. If Geo is here, then whatever the first one here, first one must be Vivo. First one is Vivo. And these two are fixed now. And one who has Sony mobile using Voda network. And Sony is what? Mobile is Sony, and this person is using Vodafone. Sony is using Vodafone, and as many floors between P and S, double the number of between M and R. Now between M and R, if there is 1, O and S must be, P and S must be 2. If between O and R, M and R it is 2, and next one will be P and S will be 4 and so on, isn't it? Now the double of this one. Now in this, now finally we are left with the vivo moto. Now let us start with this one, isn't it? By taking one of the possibilities between 3 and 5. Start Jadama. Because there is no specific information given regarding this one. Now whatever this Q here, Q can be either on the first floor or on the third floor. In the Mundu Manan research. Out of which, tell me whatever this Q, can Q be on the first floor or on the third floor? Q is living in odd number floor but not above O's floor. Q can be either one or two. Now I am taking 3 Lenovo at the third place. If you take Lenovo at the third place, and by doing so, what happens here? By doing so, we can eliminate OA as well. అవునా కదా మనం ఇప్పుడు లెనోవోని మనం థర్డ్ ప్లేస్లో తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఓ కూడా అప్పుడు క్యూ కూడా మనకి ఏమైపోతుంది, క్యూ మనకి థర్డ్ ప్లేస్లో లేదు కాబట్టి ఫస్ట్ ప్లేస్లో ఫిక్స్ అవుతుంది. రెండు ఒకేసారి ఫిక్స్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. హెన్స్ వీఆర్ ఫిక్సింగ్ దిస్ లెనోవో అండ్ బిఎస్ఎన్ఎల్ at the third place. Now if this is Lenovo and BSNL, now this is Lenovo and next one is Lenovo BSNL. If this is Lenovo and BSNL, then this must be what? Now on the first floor it must be Q. First floor it is Q. And Lenovo BSNL done. And next one. Then what is the other thing left over here? If this is Lenovo and BSNL, ఇంతకుముందు ఏదో డిస్కస్ చేసాను చెప్పండి. R is living in an odd number floor, O is and he is not. As many persons between O and the one who has idea. O and idea, same as the number of persons between M and BSNL. O and idea, how many persons are there? O and idea, there are 2 persons, and BSNL and M, we should have 2 persons. BSNL and M, we should have 2 persons. M must be here. If M is here, now this P and S, what should happen to this P and S? P and S must be above this one, isn't it? Hence, these 2 persons must be 7 or 5. Out of which, tell me whether S can be 7th floor or not. S 7th floor unde chance unda leda? No. Why? Because S is using Docomo. As S is using Docomo, he cannot be on the 7. Hence, who will be on the 7? P will be on the 7, because this P and S must be above this O. If P is here, then S will be here. And S is what? And he is using Docomo. And whatever this P is using Samsung. As P is using Samsung, Nokia cannot be here. As Nokia cannot be here, and this P is Samsung, and so where should this Nokia? Nokia must be at the 5th floor. Now as Nokia is at the 5th floor, then what is the other possibility here? Nokia is at the 5th floor. As Nokia is at the 5th floor, earlier we had discussed about 3 persons ఏదో ఉంటుంది కదండి. There are 3 persons floors between Q and the one who is using Nokia. అందుకే ఇక్కడ Q ఫిక్స్ అయింది కాబట్టి అక్కడ Nokia ఫిక్స్ అయిపోయింది. Done with this? Then P, M, S, O we have done. Now we are left with 2 more, R and N. Now regarding this one, P, Samsung, S, Docomo done, and Sony and Vodafone. Sony and Vodafone, as Sony and Vodafone must be together. Now tell me where can this Sony be? Now Sony and Vodafone, and Sony is Vodafone, right? As Sony is Vodafone, it can be either M or O. Ante kada? M or O is Sony and Vodafone. And as many persons are living between O and the one who has idea, O and idea, same as the number of persons between M and BSNL. That's one we have taken. And SC is using Docomo network, and P is Samsung, and both of them above O. As many persons between S and R. As many persons between S and R, and between Uninor and LG. E information inka manam teesukole. S and R. And if you take S and R at this place, R can be either at the 3rd place or at the 2nd place. R is odd number. Yes, R is in an odd number floor. Hence, what is left over here? Then R must be on the 3rd floor. Ante kada? R is an odd number floor. Ekkada undandi R is an odd number floor? Starting. At the beginning itself, we have given S, R is on the odd number floor. And number of persons in between S and R. How many persons? There is exactly 1 person. 1 person between S and R is same as the number of persons between Uninor and LG. Uninor and LG, there must be exactly 1. Uninor and LG, there must be exactly 1. Uninor and LG. Uninor is what? Uninor is, and LG Uninor is a network and LG is a phone, isn't it? Hence LG and Uninor, how can you place this one? If LG is on the 4th floor, then Uninor can be either on the 6th floor or on the 2nd floor, isn't it? Or if LG is on the 6th floor, then Uninor will be on the 4th floor. And next one. And maximum number of persons. One who has Sony mobile using Voda network. Sony is using Voda network. As many floors between P and S. Number of persons between P and S. Double number of floors between M and R. P and S, how many persons are there? There is exactly one person. And between M and R, there are two persons. So we have used this information as well. Then who is the person left over here? P, Q, R, S. N. N will be at this place. Any other information left over here? Okkasari information chadivanడి. R is living in an odd number floor, and O is not living in an odd number floor and is not living above the 4th floor of the building. That's fine. Q is living in an odd number floor, Q odd number floor, and but not above O's floor. Next one, there are 3 floors between Q and Nokia. Q and Nokia, there are 3 floors. One who is living in an odd number floor has Lenovo. One odd number floor Lenovo with BSNL. One who has Moto is living immediately above the Idea. Moto is living immediately above Idea, and one of them living either top or both, and both of them are living below Lenovo. Both of them are below Lenovo. As many persons are living between O and Idea. Between O and Idea is same as the number of persons between M and BSNL. O and Idea, M and BSNL, this is also fine. SC is using Docomo. SC is using Docomo network, and P has Samsung Mobile. P has Samsung Mobile. Both of them above O. As many persons between S and R. Between S and R, there is exactly one person, and is same as Uninor and LG. Now Uninor and LG, we must also have the same. Now S and R, Uninor and LG. Now, SC is using Docomo network, and P is Samsung, and both of them living above O. As many persons between S and R, there is exactly one person between S and R, and same between Uninor and LG. Now between Uninor and LG, there must be exactly one person, isn't it? And that Uninor and LG will be Uninor and LG. Now Uninor and LG can be either on the 4th floor, and what is the other thing here? And Uninor, and can be on the 2nd floor. 4 and 2 can be here, this can be here. 2 possibilities. And out of which, and Sony and Vodafone. Where is this Sony and Vodafone here? Sony. Now Sony and Vodafone must be together. Now if you take, fine. Now if this is Sony and this is Vodafone, this is one possibility and this is the second possible. If Sony and Vodafone is here, number of persons between S and R, and Uninor and LG, which is not possible. As it is not possible here, Sony and Vodafone cannot be at this place. As Sony and Vodafone cannot be here, hence where should this Sony? And Sony must be here, isn't it? If Sony is here, and whatever the other one here, LG will be here. Sony and LG. If Sony is what? Sony is, and Sony is what? Sony is Vodafone. As Sony is Vodafone, if Sony is Vodafone, this will be LG. And LG and Uninor, this will be Uninor. If this is Uninor, then what else is left over here? Jio, Vodafone, Docomo, and Airtel is left over. Done with this? Now this is about question numbers 152 to 155. Yes, please work out this one once again after going to your home. Because n number of assumptions were there in this one, and simultaneously we have eliminated more cases in this. Now again, if you observe here in this set, there are at least 3 statements which are based on number of students in between is equals to number of those statements were there. Next to Naresh sir As done with this one. Now this is about question numbers 152 onwards. Now 152 to 155. Now persons who using Airtel living on which floor? Airtel is living on which floor? Airtel is living on the fourth floor, that is choice 3. Then question number 153. Now in this 153 persons living on topmost floor using which network? Topmost floor is using Geo network, that is choice 2. Geo, choice 2. Then question number 154. And who is living on the second floor? Second floor, who is that person here? N Moto Uninar, N, that is choice 1. Then question number 155. Now who is living immediately below the 1? Who is living immediately below the Who is living immediately below the 1? Who is living immediately below the 1 who is using Uninar network? Now who is living immediately below the 1 who is using Uninar network? Who is that person? Q, that is choice 1. Done with this? Now this is about question numbers 152 to 155. Next 156 to 158. 156 to 158. Any doubts in these 4? And these 3, 156 to 158. Then 159 to 161. Done with this? 159 to 161. Yes, what is there in this one to do at all? 156. Now, for triangle 1. Now here he is talking about this triangle 1. What is this triangle 1 here? What is the number here? 62. Now the number is 62. For triangle 1, the difference between the 2 digits. What are the numbers in triangle 1? 62. Now if the difference between the numbers, now I am talking about what? Triangle 1. Now in this triangle 1, if the difference between the 2 digits is more than 3. Now tell me what is the difference between these two? 4. Now this 4 is more than 3 or not? Yes, it is more than 3. If it is the case, then replace both the digits with the next digits. And this 62, 6 and 2 must be replaced with what? 7 and 3. Hence, this triangle 1 will be 73 now. Ante kada? Triangle 1 lo 6 and 2 unnai. What రెండిట్ల మధ్య డిఫరెన్స్ మనకి డిజిట్స్ మధ్య డిఫరెన్స్ 3 కన్నా ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి. అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? వాటిని రెండు రీప్లేస్ చేయమన్నట్టు. Then condition number 2 here for triangle 2. Now in triangle 2, what are the letters here? Now M and S are the letters in triangle 2. Now in this M and S. Then if the difference between the two letters is more than 5. What is the value of M? 13. S, 19. What is the difference here? 19 minus 13 is 6. Now the difference between these two is 6. Whether it is more than 5 or not? Yes. Then what is the case here? Then replace those letters with the previous letters. Hence for M, its previous letter is what? L, and for S it is R. Replacing these two with their previous letters. Then triangle 3. For triangle 3, what is the case here? For triangle 3, if the difference between the two digits, what is the difference here? 3 and 5, 3, 5. 3 and 5, what is the difference here? The difference is 2. Now if the difference between the two digits is lesser than 3, now tell me whether it is lesser than 3 or not. The difference is lesser than 3. As it is lesser than 3, then follow the condition. What is the condition here? Between the two digits is less than 3. Then add 2 to each of these digits. 2 to each of these digits means 3 will become 5 and this 5 will become 7. Hence what is the number here? 5 and 7, 57 is the number. Then coming to triangle 4. Now in this triangle 4, and if the difference between the two letters, what are the two letters here? K and F. Now what is the difference between K and F? 11 and 6, the difference is 5. If the difference between the letters is less than 5, now the difference is lesser than 5 or equal to 5? Equal to 5. Whether it is following the condition or not? No. Then what is the condition then? Less 2 letters. Then subtract 2 letters from those letters. Hence K minus 2, F minus 2. Whether we should take that one or not? Chapter K minus 2 is I. And what is the other here? R. F. F minus 2 is D. I and D తీసుకోవాలా లేదా? No. Why? Because here the difference is not lesser than 5. It is exactly 5. Hence the letters will be remained as it is. K and F. Done with this? Then what is the total of all the digits in triangle 1 and 3? Triangle 1 and 3 digits here, 7 plus 3, 10 plus 7, 17 plus 5, 22. That is choice 4. Question number 159, choice 4 is the answer. Then 160. Now what is the final output of triangle 4? Triangle 4 final output, it remained as it is KF, KF, that is choice 5. Triangle 4. Then after completion of problem, which triangle elements are not changed? Okay, triangle 4 elements are remained as it is. They haven't changed at all. Then what is the answer here? Choice 4 is the answer. Now this is about question numbers 159 to 161. Then done with this? Then 162 and 163, 62 and 63. Then 64 to 67. Now question numbers 164 to 167. What is information here? 164 to 167. Now in this, there are 12 persons. Who are those 12 persons? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, A to L. Now in this 164 to 167, as tell me what is the information given here. Now first let us go through the information. There are 12 persons A to L and seated opposite to each other in two different lines. That means 6 persons each. ED, HI, AK are facing south, isn't it? Now this is the first row. And what is the first row here? ED, HI, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now who are the persons here? E, ED, HI, AK. ED, HI, AK in this row. And what is the other row here? And the remaining. And who are the remaining here? A, B, B is the person left over, and C, and next D, E, F, G, G, H, I, J and L. B, C, F, G, J, L. Isn't it? B, C, F, G, J, L are the 6 persons in this one. Earlier, he used to give who are the 6 persons and who are the 6 persons. But as here, he has not given. We are supposed to separate that one. And are facing south direction. But not necessarily in the same order in these groups. ED, HI, AK are facing south. Facing south, but not necessarily. And in this group, 2 of them are females. How many are females here? There are 2 females. Now in the first group of ED, HI, AK, how many females are there? There are 2 females. And if there are 2 females, the remaining 4 are males, 2 females and 4 males. And next one. And these feminines, that means females who are facing south, in same number of masculines facing towards north. That means how many females are there here? Now facing south there are 2 females. Hence facing towards north, how many males are there? There are 2 males. That's what the information. If there are 2 males here and 4 females will be there. Now 4 females are there among this B, C, F, G, J, L and they are facing north. And among this ED, HI, AK, there are 2 females and 4 males. Done with this? Then, what is other information here? And females who are facing south, same number of masculines are facing north direction. And masculines who are facing south, same number of females, and that is the vice versa. And persons who are of the same gender are not facing each other. That means both females are not facing each other and at the same time, and the males are not facing each other. Isn't it? Hence, in this one, in the first row, there are 4 males. And opposite to that male, a female should be there. And opposite to a female, a male should be there. And at the same time, and not diagonally opposite to each other as well. Not diagonally opposite means from one corner to other corner, no, the persons of the same gender are not sitting. Isn't it? And adjacent కూడా ఏమని ఇచ్చాడండి? And persons who are of the same genders are not facing each other and not diagonally opposite to each other. No 2 successive members sitting together according to alphabetical order. According to alphabetical order also, no 2 persons who belongs to the, in the same order are not seated adjacent. That means, for example, A does not sit with B, and similarly B does not sit with C and E and so on. Hence, what are the conditions given here for sitting here? And the persons who are of the same gender cannot be opposite to each other and cannot be diagonally opposite to each other at the same time, and the persons in the alphabetical order are not seated adjacent to each other. Clear? And apart from this one, no feminines and no 2 feminines who are facing south direction and no 2 masculines who are facing north direction are sitting each other. Again, both the persons are not adjacent to each other, isn't it? That means the persons who are the persons here in row 1, ED, HI, AK, there are 2 females and these 2 females are not adjacent to each other. And similarly, in the other row, and there are two males, these two males are not adjacent to each other. And at the same time, and each one of them likes a different fruits among almond, pine nuts, walnuts, raisin, and so on. 12 persons, 12 different fruits were given. Then, now into the question here. Now K is sitting to the immediate neighbor of the one who likes peanuts and the one who likes almond. Now K is, whatever this K is the immediate neighbor of whom? Immediate neighbor of almond and peanuts. Now K is sitting immediate neighbors of the one who likes peanut and almond. Peanut and almond. Here also peanut and almond. Peanut and almond. Now this K must be in row 1, facing towards south, isn't it? Now row 1 is facing south each other. One of the row. Now let us take this is row 1. Now this K is in row 1. And almonds. One who likes hazelnuts is not seated at the extreme ends of the line. Hazelnut is not at the extreme. Hazelnut, okay, not end, not at an end. Hazelnut is not at an end, extreme ends of the line. One who likes raisin is not facing south direction, hence raisin is where? Now this raisin must be, belongs to this north. Raisin is north. And one who likes, and H who is an immediate neighbor of the one who likes peanut, and one of them seated at the ends. Now this, whatever this H is, H who is an immediate neighbor of the one who likes peanut, and one of them is seated at the extreme ends of the line. One of them is seated at the extreme ends of the line means either H or the peanut are seated at the extreme end of the line. Now if H is here, now let us take. Now if this is peanut, isn't it? One of the ends means this peanut must be in the first row. This peanut is at the first row, and if this peanut is here, and H will be here, but H cannot be here. Why? Because K must be adjacent to this one. Hence P cannot be at the end. Isn't it? Okay? Now, what am I talking about? Peanut. Now peanut cannot be at this end. As peanut cannot be at this end, hence where should this peanut be? Now peanut is, between peanut and H, one person is at the end. As one person is at the end, now if we consider this peanut is at the end, and to the immediate neighbor of that person must be K but not H. Hence peanut and H cannot be here. Follow avutunnara ledha? Peanut and H. Hence as peanut and H cannot be here. Now can we fix this peanut at this place or not? Now this is peanut. If this is peanut, where should this K be? K must be here. If this is K here, H will be here. If peanut is here, then whatever this one, almond must be here. Fix ayindandi? Now we have fixed with this K, H, peanut and almond. And what is the next one? B is seated second to the right of the one who is opposite to the one. B is seated. B is seated second to the right of the one who is opposite to almond. Almond, who is the person opposite to almond? This person. And B is seated second to the right. B must be here. And B is seated second to the right of the one who is sitting opposite to the one who likes almonds. F is seated diagonally opposite to the one who likes prunes. F is diagonally opposite to prunes. As F is opposite to prunes, isn't it? F is directly opposite to the one who is prunes. Where should this F be? F in the second row. Isn't it? Diagonal opposite means from one corner to the other corner. Isn't it? Hence F and prunes. F can be either at this place or at this place. If F is here, H must be prunes, or F is here, H must be prunes. And this person must be prunes. And so these two are diagonally opposite. And G likes pista and is sitting an immediate neighbor of the one who is sitting at the extreme end. And G likes pista, and G, where should this G? In the second row, and who is sitting at the extreme ends of the line, and is the immediate neighbor of the same gender. Now whatever this G, G likes this pista. Now as G likes this pista, where should this pista be? This G must be at this place. Are you agreeing this one or not? Because he is the neighbor of the end. As this person is neighbor of the end, this G is at this place. As G is at this place, tell me what is the gender of this G? Why can't it be female? Because in this one, how many males are there? There are only 2 males. As there are only 2 males, now if this person is what? This person is a male. Because if this person is a male, then what happened to the remaining 2 persons must be of the same gender. Why? If this person is a female, now these 2 persons will also be female. hence in total we have some 3 females, then 2 males will be adjacent. There is a possibility for that. Hence this person is what? G is a male. If G is a male, this person is a female, this person is a female. As G is a male, then what is the opposite person here? Opposite person must be a female, because no 2 persons of the same gender are opposite to each other. And G likes pista. Now this G likes which one? G likes pista. And G likes pista, and is sitting at the immediate neighbor of the one who is seated at the extreme ends of the line. And the immediate neighbors are of the same gender. Hence immediate neighbors of G are of females. L is seated third to the left of the one who likes walnut. Where should this L be? L must be somewhere here. Now this person is third to the left of whom? Third to the left of walnut. As L is third to the left of walnut, hence where should this walnut be? L can be at this place or L can be at this place. If L is here 1, 2, 3, walnut must be at this end. Or if L is here, walnut must be end. How many possibilities? 2 possibilities. And L is seated third to the left of the one who likes walnut, and C is. And C is means whatever this L is a female, isn't it? And C is means L is a female. And C is seated opposite the one who is to the immediate right of I. Now this person is to the opposite right of the one I. Now L cannot be at this place, because if L is here, then I and K must be at the same place, which is not possible. Hence where should this L be? L must be at this place. If L is here, now if L is here, then where should this I? I must be opposite to G. L is here, L is a female, now this person is I. L is seated third to the left of the one who likes walnut. Hence where should this walnut be? Walnut must be opposite to whom? Opposite to K. Hence walnut is opposite to K. Follow avutunnara ledani? Walnut is opposite to K. Then what is the other information apart from this one? L is seated third to the left of the one who likes walnut, and C is opposite the one who is seated to the immediate right of I. Next one, H does not like prunes. H does not like prunes. As H does not like prunes, hence where should this H prunes must be? Opposite, because F and prunes are diagonally opposite. As F and prunes are diagonally opposite, and in fact I am searching for this information only, isn't it? Hence where should this F? F must be at this place. If F is here, then the person who likes prunes must be at this place. Saripotundandi? Then F, H does not like prunes. E and J are facing opposite to 1. E and J. Now E and J are facing opposite to E, and J are facing opposite to one who likes hazelnuts and dates respectively. That means E is opposite to hazelnut and J is opposite to dates. E is opposite to hazelnut and J is opposite to dates. And where should this E? E is opposite to hazelnut. And earlier we have information regarding hazelnut cannot be at the end. As hazelnut cannot be at the end, hence where should this hazelnut be? Hazelnut must be adjacent to J or adjacent to J, isn't it? Or this B can be hazelnut. Hazelnut can be this one. And a hazelnut is opposite to whom? E and a hazelnut are opposite to each other. And almond K, hazelnut not at the end. Then next one. Now what is the information here? E and hazelnut are opposite. E is here and the hazelnut is opposite. And what is the other thing left over here? D and D, J and dates. Now where should this J? J will be here. Now these J and dates are opposite. J and dates are opposite. Now tell me what should be the position of this J. Now first let us finalize this J. Why? Now J can be either here or here. Out of which tell me whether J can be here? No. If J is here, then he will be opposite to almond. Hence J cannot be here, hence J will be here. If J is here and J is opposite to whom? J is opposite to dates is K. As dates is K, then whatever this one E and a hazelnut, where should this E? E must be here. And now this E is hazelnut. E is hazelnut. And what is the gender of this E? E is a female. Sorry, E is a male. E is a male. And this hazelnut will be a female. Hazelnut. Done with this one? Then in the second row, who is the person left over here? B, C, F, G, and C is the person left over. C must be here. And in the first row, and persons who like fig and cashew nuts are immediate neighbors, and one of them is at the extreme end. Cashew nut and fig are immediate neighbors. As cashew nut and fig are immediate neighbors, and so where should this cashew nut and fig? Now this region is facing towards north, that is the information there, isn't it? Now figs and cashew nut must be adjacent to each other, and so what is the only possibility in the second row? At this corner, isn't it? Now at this corner, hence between these two, one must be what? One must be fig and cashew nut. Fig and cashew nut is here. Then whatever this one, regions must be L. This regions is L. And this must be regions. And what is the gender of this L? L is a female, that is clearly specified. L female and hazelnut. Then what is left over? Cashew nut and fig. Fig and cashew nuts are at this place. And one of them seated at the extreme end. One who likes pine nuts and D are sitting immediate neighbors of D. And one who likes pine nuts and D are sitting immediate neighbors. Pine nut and D are immediate neighbors. As pine nut and D are immediate neighbors, hence where should this pine nut and D? D can be either at the left end or in between K and H. Isn't it? Pine nut. Now pine nut but D does not sit opposite to the one who likes region. D is not opposite to region. Our information is all manaki. L is region. D cannot be here, hence D must be here. If D is here, and the one who likes pine nuts and D are sitting immediate neighbors, hence pine nut must be what? Pine nut must be H. Now this person is pine nut. Now this pine nut must be H. Now this is pine nut, and pine nut is H. And who is the person left over here? And the person is A is the person left over, and A must be here, and pine nut. Then what is left over here? Cashew nut and fig is there. Apart from these two, cashew nut and fig, ఇంకోటి ఏదో మిగిలిపోయింది మనకి. క్యాష్యూ నట్ ఆ రెండు సరిపోతే ఈ రెండు వచ్చేస్తాయి. ఇక్కడ ఉండిపోయింది కదా ఐ. వాట్ ఎవర్ దిస్ ఐ? One who likes pine nuts and D are seated immediate neighbors. Pine nuts and D are immediate neighbors, but D does not seated opposite to the one who likes raisin. And one who likes cashews does not face D. Now this is cashew nut. Now I am not talking about this one. Now I am talking about the leftover I. If this is cashew nut, isn't it? Now this is cashew nut, and whatever this one, this must be fig. And if this is fig, and immediate neighbors of E are females. Immediate neighbors of E are females means I and K are females. As I and K are females, now in the first one, how many females are there? There are only 2 females and the remaining 4 are males. And so these 4 persons are males. As these 2 persons are males, now in this one, then here there are only 2 males. As there are only 2 males, now these 2 persons must be opposite to what? Opposite a female. And the remaining persons are females. సరిపోయిందండి? ఇందుకే చెప్పలేదు మీరు. అదేదో మిగిలిపోయింది ఒకటి. ఐ ఏంటి అని అడిగా అమ్మా. And I. Whatever this I? Almond, pine nut, walnut, raisin, pecans. Now pecans is left over, hence this is about pecan. I is pecan. Done with this? Now this is about question numbers 164 to 167. Okay? It has become very difficult for us to consider all the cases on this touchpad. Adhe manaku board anukondi, we can take 2 to 3 different possibilities. And here we have not taken any possibility directly, we have started with this one. Avasram ledhu kuda. And what is the second possibility here? We have started with the pine and at this place, pine and D. We can start this pine and D at the left hand. That is only the second possibility. Yes, write down this arrangement. Then, who is seated at an immediate neighbor? Who is seated to the immediate neighbor of the one who is seated second to the right of C? Second to the right of C is B. And who is sitting an immediate neighbor of the one seated opposite to C? And second to the right of C is B. Immediate neighbor of this one is J and F. That is walnut and cashew nut. Walnut and cashew nut. Whereas this walnut and cashew nut, the one who likes cashew nut. Isn't it? Hence choice 2. Question number 164. 164 to 167. 164 it is choice 2. Then 165. S, tell me the answer, 165. Now in 165, A likes which fruit? S, A likes these prunes. Prunes, that is choice 2. Then 166. And who is seated opposite to D? And who is the person opposite to D here? B. B, the person who likes figs, that is choice 4. Then question number 167. Now who likes pecans? S, tell me who is the person who likes pecans? I. I likes pecans, that is choice 3. 167, it is choice 3. Done? Now this is about question numbers 164 to 167. Now it seems that the paper has given intentionally, because here puzzles were there, big puzzles were there, but was only 2 to 3 questions were given on this one rather than our usual 5 questions. Then 168 to 170. Is done with this one, 168 to 170. 168 to 170. Any doubts in this? Question numbers 168 to 170. Tell me, shall I explain this one or not required? Yes, first write down this arrangement. Then 168 to 170, whether there is a necessity to explain this one or not required. Yes, anyone please? 168 to 170. Yes, 168 to 170. Because one of the student requested this one, let us discuss that one as well. As done with this arrangement. Fine. Now 168 to 170. Now what is information given here? Now, and now this is the sequence given here. Now if you observe here in this paper, most of the questions are based on some conditions, isn't it? Why some conditions were given? Because now if you check out the trend followed by this IBPS and SBI, isn't it? Now most of the puzzles are based on the conditions rather than a direct information. From the last 2 years, that is the new pattern in this. Now if you observe here, last year 2017, completely some conditions were given, isn't it? As the conditions were there, then what happens here? The puzzle itself will be a very big puzzle. It seems if the information will be more. As information will be more, we will be scared by seeing that information and we will leave those questions. But whereas in fact, those questions are much easier when compared to our regular seating arrangement. Okay? Then 168. Then question number 168, what is information here? The letters. What are the letters here? The letters which are immediately preceded and immediately followed by a number. Letters which are immediately preceded and immediately followed by a number. Now letter is immediately preceded and immediately followed by a number, isn't it? Now letter is there, before and after there must be a number. Number, letter and a number. And in such case, followed by a number, then arrange those before Q in alphabetical order. Now in alphabet, if there are 5 letters you could able to find out, arrange all those 5 letters in the alphabetical order before Q. That's what the statement means. మీకు ఏమైనా 5 లెటర్స్ ఉన్నాయనుకోండి ఈ కాంబినేషన్లో, ఆ 5 లెటర్స్ నుండి ఎక్కడ పెట్టాలి? క్యూ ఎక్కడ ఉంది? ఫస్ట్ ప్లేస్లో ఉంది. ఆ క్యూ కన్నా ముందు ఆ 5 లెటర్స్ పెట్టండి. అండ్ దెన్ those 5 letters should be arranged in the alphabetical order. Clear now? Then tell me, number, letter and number. How many are there? Number 9 and it is not. That means alternate numbers should be there. 9 and 5 and 9. Next one, 2 and 1, 1 and 2 and 7. Anything else? 7 again కనిపిస్తుందా? 3 and 5. No, 3 and 5. Now what is the case here? 3S5. Now this 3S5, what is the letter here? SC is the letter. SC is one other. Next one, again 5G6. Now in this 5G and 6, this again follows that pattern. 5G6 and second G is also there. Next one, anything else? Alternate letters. 4K7. Now in this 4K7, what is the letter here? K is the letter. 4K7, isn't it? After this 4K7, and the next one 7AO. And 7A and O, again 7A and 0, it is not O. 7A and 0, and what is the letter here? A is the letter, isn't it? Anything else apart from this one? And 2 and 6, that's it. And so how many letters do we find? 4 letters. Now these 4 letters, what should I do with these 4 letters? Now these 4 letters should be arranged in the alphabetical order. And after arranging this, all these in the alphabetical order, A, G, K, S. Now these 4 letters should be written before this Q. That's what he is he means by AGKS. Saripindani? Now all these 4 should be arranged before this queue in the alphabetical order. Then that means what are the elements here? AGKS. AGKS, where is A? AGKS. Now this is AGKS. Now among this AGKS, S should be removed, K should be removed, G must be removed, and A should be removed. We cannot take those. Okay, let us there. Now they were fixed to this place. Next one, step number 2. Now in step number 2, what is given in this one? Step number 2. Then coming to step number 2, then what is the given condition here? The numbers which are immediately followed by symbol. Numbers which are immediately followed by what? Symbol. Numbers immediately followed by symbol are interchanged its position according to their positions. Now number and symbol should be interchanged, isn't it? Number and symbol, how many are there? 9 and dollar. As 9 and dollar is there, now these two should be interchanged. And this will be dollar and this will be 9. Isn't it? Now these two should be interchanged. Number and dollar. Next one, 5 and at the rate of. And this will be at the rate of, and this will be 5. At the rate of and 5. Next one, number and symbol. Number 2, 1. 1 and percentage, this is percentage, and this will be 1. Rewriting the entire sequence, percentage and 1. Next one, number followed by symbol. 3 is a number, 5 is a number, 6, 4, and so on. 0, and next one, and see, that's it. And 5 and pound. Now this 5 and pound, and so pound and 5. This is what the question means. And this is according to condition number 2. Done with this? Then coming to the final one, the symbols which are, now we are talking about symbol. Now the symbols which are immediately preceded and immediately followed by letter. Preceded by letter and followed by letter. Symbols which are immediately preceded and immediately followed by letter. Symbols which are immediately preceded and immediately followed by letter. Then what happens to this one? And immediately followed by letter. Then arrange those between 7 to V. Now between 7 to V, now we should arrange all the symbols. How many symbols can we find? Those many symbols we are supposed to do. Yes, tell me how many symbols are. Letter, symbol, and letter. Letter, symbol, and letter. No. Yes? No. Dollar, letter, symbol. Dollar cannot be the symbol. Next one, P star K. No, P star K. Hence in this P star K, what is the symbol here? Star is the symbol. And what is order given? In the respective, in the same order? Immediately followed, then arrange those between 7 to V in the same order should be given. And star. And what is the other thing here? Any symbol other than this one, K at the rate of 5 and so on, B and Y. Now this B and Y is another one. And the next one is what? Next one is N should be written in between 7 and Y. And next one, symbol, percentage. Now percentage cannot be taken. V and R. V hash and R. V hash and R. Now in this one, which symbol should be changed here? Hash. V hash R. Next one. Tell me letter, letter and symbol. Now J, copyright 2 and C, that's it. Isn't it? And so how many are there? There are only 3. Hence these 3 must be written where? Star and next and hash. And next these 3 elements should be deleted from this place. And next one hash. Then start working out the questions. Clear now? These are the 3 conditions and this is the sequence. Then which letter or number symbol comes from 6th from the right hand, 8th from the left hand? 6th from the right hand, 8th from the 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 from the right hand is A. Isn't it? And there is only one choice with A, choice 3 is the answer. Isn't it? Chestarika? Now question numbers 168 to 170. Then, as done with this 168 to 170, then what is the other thing here? 171 to 175. Now in fact this is the only set wherein we are having 5 questions. As 171 to 175, any doubts in this one? 171 to 175, input and output. చెప్పండి చేశారు, ఎన్ని డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలి అవసరం లేదు. 171 to 175. ఎస్ చెప్పండి, లాజిక్ చెప్పండి, చెప్పండి లాజిక్. ఎవరైతే వద్దన్నారో వాళ్ళందరూ లాజిక్ చెప్పాలి. అండ్ ఇట్స్ ఎ బిగ్ పనిష్మెంట్ ఫర్ ఆల్ దిస్. ఎస్ ఎస్ టెల్ మీ వాట్ ఈస్ ద లాజిక్. అమ్మా చెప్పండి, మీరే వద్దన్నారు, మీరే వద్దన్నారు, చెప్పండి లాజిక్ చెప్పండి. మీరు చెప్పలేదు. ఎస్ 176 to 180. Yes, anyone please? Now here. Now 90 energetic, naturally and so on are there. 90 energetic, naturally, 326 powerful, 101 levels, 25 character and 66 are the numbers given. Now, what is the final logic here? All these numbers are arranged. First, all the numbers were arranged, followed by all the words. How many numbers are there? There are 5 words and there are 5 numbers. Now, all these numbers are arranged and finally all words are arranged. Then how these numbers are arranged? Tell me, is there any specific pattern? Is there any specific pattern here? 90 is an even number. And if you take this 90 is the highest even number, we cannot take that one. Why? Because 326 is the highest even number. Isn't it? Consider the first digit. What is the first digit here? 9 is the first digit. As 9 is the first digit here, then 9 is the first digit. Yes, what happens to this first digit? 9. 9 is the first digit in this. 9 is the first digit. Now this 9 is arranged at the first place, then followed by 6 is the next digit. Now the first digits, in the case of numbers, always take the first digit. And they are arranged in the descending order. 9, 6, 3, 2 and 1. 9, 6, 3, 2 and 1. Isn't it? Now it is based on the first digit rather than the entire number. It has become very, very difficult to identify this logic at all. Isn't it? Earlier, once it has given in an examination called FMS examination. FMS, what do you mean by this FMS? Faculty of Management Sciences, it seems. Isn't it? FMS Delhi. Now in that examination is given this model. Now, and in another examination is given the second letter. Based on the second letter, he has arranged all the words. Okay? Now, next one. Next in this one, energetic, powerful, character and so on. As what is the answer here? Now all these words are arranged in the alphabetical order, starting with what? The last letter. C, L, R, S and Y. C, L, R, S, Y. C, L, R, S, Y. Now this is the logic. All the numbers are arranged in the descending order based on the first digit. And all the words are based on the last letter. They are arranged in the ascending order. Done with this one? Then this is the logic behind this one. Then compare the input and step 1. Now if you compare the input and the first one, now 101 is coming to this place and energetic at the last place. And further what happens here? Further 101 shifted to the next place, next place, next place and so on to the 5th place. And this energetic so on shifted to the 6th place. And all these numbers will be shifted to the left hand side and the words are shifted to the right hand side. Clear now? And this is based on shifting. Let's start working out this one. Now this is about 171 to 175. Okay? Now, today let us wind up this one and the remaining questions we'll discuss tomorrow because the PO has to start by 5 o'clock. Now it is already 6 o'clock and SAR is waiting for PO. Done? And the next is in another session, let us discuss about the remaining questions.